Всех приветствовать. Так. Онлайн есть. Продолжим. На всякий случай. Пятик. Итак, чего мы тут имеем? Нам нужно найти чувачка, да, там. Допросить его. Нихао. Нихао, нихао. Как дела? Странно. Так, я сейчас. Привет, привет, Блэк. Я хорошо, ребят, спасибо. А ты сегодня работал? Точно, у вас же это... У вас же сегодня не 1 мая. Ой. Да, поэтому ты работала, а я. Что у тебя нового? Рассказывай. Чего, Блэк, не понимаю. О чем идет? Ну, я с тобой, но тут еще Блэк в ютубчике пишет что. Клавиш. Этот. Так. А ты кому, Блэк? А, я не играл в Last of Us, поэтому я не понимаю, о чем ты говоришь. Базарим? Я и не планировал себе Xbox покупать.
And I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do. Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Yes, I'll be. As soon as I can see the sky again.
Да блин.
Sure?
Ну, тут этот управление и привязка клавиш на клавиатуру. Просто игра, видимо, и на консоли выходила, и на ПК. Поэтому, ну, кто-то есть любители, кто на компе с консолью играет, с этим, в смысле, с джойстиком. Но это, конечно, не я. Нет, лучше уж бокс, чем плойка, это уж точно. Учитывая то, какие они эти. Молодцы. Мышка. Ну вот, да, поэтому у них там в управлении бокс. Здесь будет сейчас какая-то тварь, наверное, сильная, да? А ты играл, кстати, в вампира? Ахищ. Ебать, это что, оборотень? Извините за мой французский. Я могу тебя куснуть? Давай. И мать, тварь какая огромная. Давай. Ай-яй-яй. Теперь надо его покусать. Так, надо чуть... Так, давай подпитаемся. А чё, где подпитка-то? А, во, пошло. Так, теперь отхил. Идем. На! По идее, я должен тебя кусать, а не ты меня. Ты какая-то это... Не молодец вообще. Ах ты ж. Подпитаемся. Есть. Ах ты ж, тварина. Конечно, тварь мощная. Как огнестрелом-то пользоваться? Я что-то не могу понять. Игровой процесс. Привязка клавиш. Ходьба, переключатель, ЦБ, контрол, фиксация цели, взаимодействовать. Как вближе... Выстрелить. Выстрелить на правую кнопку. А на правую кнопку... Странно. Оружие ближнее. А, то есть если я нажму на С... Ну-ка. Не, я нажимаю на С, ничего не меняется. Так. А, вот теперь. Ах ты ж, тварина. Ой. Ты куда стреляешь-то, я не могу понять. Кусни. Ать, теперь. Отхил. Да беги ты. Еще отхил. Есть. Да, блин. Так. Так, теперь надо... Ай, пусти его. Надо его куснуть. Сложно. Прям тварина злая. Ай-яй-яй. Говнюк. Подсосем чутка. Так, отхилимся. Отходим. Тварь вообще жесткая. Так, отхил. Ах ты ж. Мне нужна твоя кровь, вампиреныш. Дай мне... Какая злая тварь. Ну, наверное, его все равно не оглушает. Поэтому... Да, вот. Блин, ну одна... То же самое, 58. Ах ты ж. Ой. Да. Как подхил. Ай-яй-яй, больно. Давай, пойдем. Ах ты ж. Привет, привет, Субстарна. Как дела? Ай-яй-яй. Ай-ай. Эй. Да. О. Сейчас. Посмотришь? Какой миленький. Ать. На полянку. На другой адрес, что ли, заказал? Нет. Да, блин, нет. Отхил. А, да ладно. Ну, блин, я так полагаю, что это просто сесть на метро и доехать. По факту-то. Ой. Ты же зацепил меня. Да. Ай-яй-яй. Кнопочки не нажимаю. Ну, осадочка остался, да. Понимаю. Он еще и отхиливается, скотина. Серьезно? Наверное, здесь все-таки нужно более это... А, я же могу просто поменять. Так, мы все-таки, наверное, поменяем этот. Он позволяет все-таки его оглушать. Раз, два. И моя атака. О, есть. Так, соснули его неплохо. Теперь отхиливаемся. Так, отходим. Отхиливаемся, отходим. Отходим. Отхиливаемся. Ой, сейчас субстартно почитаю. Прости, что-то тут это плотненько мне. Давай. Раз, два, три. И на! Уф. И на тебе сразу вот так. Уф. Вот это была нормальная атака. И на! Уф. Так, вроде как пошло дело. На! Ой, блядь. Беги ты. Бежим. Да, сука, тап гребаный. Раз. Два. На. Отошел, сучонок. Отхил. Бегаем, хилимся. Теперь надо соснуть. Ой, это не знаю. Хич, ты давно ходил в тиски? Что скажешь по поводу того, что злые теперь мопцы? Бежим. Ай! А кровушки нет, надо соснуть. Теперь пошли в отхил. Все в отхил. Так, раз, два. Давай. У него кончился так, все, понял. Раз, два. Ай-яй-яй-яй. Отхил. Давай, раз. В атаку. Два. Есть. Уф. Ах ты ж. Эй, уходим. Отхил. Так, отхил. ты ж. Ай-яй-яй-яй, бежим, бежим, бежим. Кровушки нет, кровушки нету. Ну, нормально, я ему пол хп уже снес. И больше. Раз, два. Ах ты ж. Так. Останавливаем. Так, уходим, уходим. Ай! Тут же давай, давай. Так, отходим, отходим. Килл. Тут же удар, тут же удар, тут же удар. Есть. Хорош, хорош. Оп. Хорош. Так, уходим, 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 уходим. Попался. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Ой-ой-ой, теперь нужно максимально осторожно. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Так, еще и... А, все, кровушки нету, да? Бежим, 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 бежим. Раз. Так, есть у меня маленькая идея. Нужно пойти и немножечко прокачать мне оружие и своего типка. А, нет, своего типка я не смогу прокачать, только оружие. Или оружие тоже не смогу. Конечно, еще надо. В ту сторону. Конечно, это же компании такие, им всегда надо будет. Доброй ночи. Ты им задонил, они спросили, что так мало. Они рассчитывали, что ты больше дашь денег. Ну, и за сезон это хорошо, но им мало. Еще за что-нибудь дай. За внешку дай, еще за что-нибудь. Им мало. Мало. Чё? Больно ё. Так, оружие. Осиновый кол. Могу ли я его прокачать? Да, я его могу прокачать во второй уровень. Кайф. Или. Единица оглушения или... Давай... Второй уровень. Да? Юбики, чем тебя чуть не разорили? Ну-ка, рассказывай. А Близзам за что задонил?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Варик? Варик это что? А, Warcraft? Warcraft сразу и не сообразил-то. Девишка первая? А гасты там где донатил ты? В постах. Обе это Wildlands и Breakpoint? Тут что на меня накинулся-то как? Ну, покупать игры это фигня, это не донат. Ай-яй-яй. А! Как так-то? Первое вообще топчик. Ну, Season Pass, ну, тоже, знаешь, такой, можно сказать, что это донат, но все-таки это DLS, ты же покупаешь DLC. То есть, снова же, вопрос, что дает тебе Season Pass? Если дает открытие контента, то есть новый DLS, так или иначе, ну, я не считаю, что это как покупка отдельной игры. Ну, то есть, хочешь покупай, хочешь не покупай, да. Вообще, я зачастую считаю донатом, в основном это то, что... Как бы это сказать, чаще всего я за донат воспринимаю это внешку. Сразу же. Ах ты ж, как так меня двух ударов? Ой, читаки в девишке, это да, это отдельная история. Да. Эх. Division шикарная была игра. То версия 1.7 или 1.8, когда они поменяли систему ренегатства на кнопку. Для того, чтобы тебе заренегатиться, нужно нажимать кнопку. Вот это просто испортило игру, по моему мнению. Это испортило игру в абсолюте. Да ты чё? И труп громила его. Надо это... Да, живые, я, насколько знаю, у меня не так давно... Вторая, да, мне вообще не зашла. Вот прям вот. Я ее очень ждал, прям пипец как ждал. Я купил сразу же максимальное издание. И расстроил. Больничку. Повернул. Ты меня что-то спрашиваешь. Тут какие-то они серьезные ребята. Перочка. Есть. Ну, у меня много знакомых играло, правда, во вторую часть. Но мне что-то вот пропало желание... Так, а где был третий? А вон третий. Если ты играл в первую девишку, наверное, знаешь такого чувачка по имени Владислав. Да. Мне 33 на данный момент времени. А тебе сколько, Субстерн? Я не молодой парень. Чем тебе Владислав не угодил, так скажем? — 45 в июне, да ладно. Ты тоже не так молод, как и я. Владислав был пойман на читерстве? Серьезно? Вообще впервые слышу. Честное слово. Ой-ой-ой. Оу! Нужна кровь. О, клава мыши. Ой, ну это разве читерство? Ну, блин, это ерунда. Он какой-то глич использовал, да, скорее всего, на этом. У меня сейчас клавиатура. Она тоже с программным обеспечением. Ну и мышь тоже рейзерская. Вот, но у меня клавиатура без этого программного обеспечения работать не будет. То есть, если я не настрою, то... Извини. Я же могу их замочить, правильно? Ой, вы снова живы? Так. Отхил. Мелких посасывать хорошо. Оп. Раз, два. Так, понял. Большого надо вот так. Оп. Ай-яй-яй. Ух! Ну, я тоже автоклик не настраивал. Но суть в том, что они же потом понерфили эту тему, ограничили количество кликов. Иди сюда. На, я тебя ем. 2700. Ах ты ж. На. Ах ты ж. Тварь. На. Да, мне тебя надо... Выпить до дна. Блин, у Razer так... У меня коротенькая клавиатура, то есть маленькая, она называется кейпад. Вот. Блин, она такая охрененная. Просто я так от нее тащусь, так удобно с ней играть во все. Вот я ее настроил под себя и вообще просто тащусь. Ну, давно купил ее уже. Вот как. Там огнеметчик не хочу, если. Какие варианты? Поспите, чтобы развить навыки. Действительно, что ли, поспать, чтобы это, потому что как-то... Восьмой левел нужен. Вот эта топовая штука, это качнем. Две 2000 опыта не хватит. Нет. Здоровье, да. Выносливость надо. С крови. У меня все по крови 300. Давай мы вот так вот сделаем. 300. Есть. Ну чё, не понял про Клаву. Пятый левел, да. Ай. Новая механика. Это такая так клава называется. Я понял. У меня до этого... ну что до этого? У меня сейчас полноразмерная клава. Для того, чтобы печатать, у меня полноразмерная клава... Боже ты мой. Блади. Фортач Блади. Нормальная. Вот. Я и уже она много лет у меня. Я ее печатал. Печатаю. С нею играл. Очень долгое время хотел именно как коротенькую. Вот. Персия, мы сможем победить? У тебя 18. Раз. Ух ты ж, ты меня просто с одного удара, да, валишь? Охренеть. Вот у меня Блади. Много лет я ее пользуюсь. Хорошая клава. Вот. Но для игр я именно хотел простенькую. Поэтому я начал изучать рынок, что из себя представляют кейпады. Я обнаружил одну простую истину. Лучшие кейпады делает Razer. Нет, нет, конечно. Я средненький игрочок. Но все равно я понимаю, что хорошая техника это... Как сказать? Это здорово. Ох ты ж, тварь. Провел мою атаку и провел свою. На, чтобы ты мне не мешался, этих двоих я сейчас бодаю. Ах ты ж маленький, ах ты ж маленький. За убийство этих ничего не дают, да? Досада. По-моему, едой пахнет. Мы сегодня решили замутить чизкейк. Ну, как мы решили? Я решил, а мутили мы. Такая я скотина. Конечно, мои были не очень рады. Ну, как бы чизкейку рады. Не рады были то, что придется тоже в этом принимать участие. Вот. И чую, вот, из духовочки вторая часть выходит. Стейки в холодосе. Кайф. С 9 уровня я смогу смочить это? Тщательно. классический чизкейк печется. Ты, видимо, не знаешь, как готовится классический чизкейк. Раз так говоришь. Пришлось жарить. Блин, стейк классно. Классно, люблю мясо. Рассказываю, как готовится правильный чизкейк. Там... Понятно. Ой, одного удара я его. Ох, интересно. Короче, сначала нужно коржик пропечь. Там буквально минут 10. Вот, потом заливается сюда масса приготовленная. Ставится на час для того, чтобы чиз-масса обрела, как это сказать, ну, определенную форму. Да, тирамису не печется. Тирамису готовится прям сразу в холодильник. Чизкейк, его выпекают чиз-массу, чтобы она затвердела. Достают из духовки, дают остыть, потом убирают в холодильник. И, в общем, считается идеальной чиз-масса, когда простоит в холодильнике там 2 суток. Там до 2-3 суток. Но у нас чизкейк никогда не выживает до 3 суток. Он обычно стоит ночь в холодосе. Вот. А днем его уже начинают хомячить. Почему?
What sort of creature is this?
Почему нельзя? СД? Что значит СД? Я понял, да. Я чувствую. Вообще никогда нельзя или так? Иногда. Ну, кстати, этот... ой, не на эту кнопочку нажал. Чизкейк чисто гипотетически можно приготовить вообще без сахара. Даже молоко не можно. Там что идет? Сыр, сливки, яйца. То есть, ну, сахар. Понятно, можно, не знаю... Это отходим. Ну, промазал. Мука не идет. Муки нет. Или это мука? Типа мучаюсь. Надо соснуть его. О. А у тебя это... СД. С возрастом появился или был прям там с юношества? Вообще корж делают из печений. То есть печенье и сливочное масло. То есть песочное печенье желательно. Сливочное масло нельзя? Можно же какое-нибудь постное печенье использовать. Хотя, это, конечно, уже не то будет совсем. Ой. Ну, сейчас что-то он вообще прям изичный. Во-первых, я механику понял, конечно. Во-вторых, качнулся. Окей, как скажешь. Давай сразу по морде ему. 2 секунды, еще раз по морде. Все, во. Он сестры. У тебя никак это там твой анализ, не? Я даже не знаю, что это такое. Метроид. Я даже такую приставку не знаю. Субстерна, а ты это... Откуда? Откуда? Где живешь? На этом голубом шарике. Вот зеленом. Разница в поколениях у нас, ну, конечно, прям очень большая разница, брось ты. Ах ты ж. Ах ты ж дрянь какая.
This is an impressive knife.
А, это в первую руку.
There's a name engraved on the metal. Clay. What kind of man puts his name on a knife?
Ну, 10 лет, да. Наверное, ты прав. Наверное, ты прав. Ну, просто... Не знаю. Даже не знаю, как сказать по этому поводу. Просто, мне кажется, границы немножко стираются. Понятно, что чувствуется разница, но с годами она становится все меньше и меньше. Я спокойно общаюсь там с 20-летними в салюте. Ну, нормально. Не парясь. И 40-летними. Вот. То есть, ну, не чувствуется у меня разница большая. Уже с оговорочкой большая разница. Понятно, что между 40-летними и 20-летними чувствуется разница. Но так, относительно себя, ну... Ух, прикольно, ничего себе, с 1 по 4 плойку. Я был очень мал, когда... У меня не было плойки, у меня была Дэнди. А плойки у меня не было никакой, ни одной. Надо его чуть соснуть, да.
It's locked.
Да ладно, Atari. Ничего себе. Я знаю эту приставочку, но в жизни ее никогда в глаза не видел. Честно. Мимо больнички туда вот, да. А, блин, чё я туплю? Ты же... Прикинь, я протупил. Понятно, что ты в Москве живешь. Ты же говорил про Братеева и Полянку. Вот это я тупанул, так тупанул. И там себе еще не обзавелся Steam Deck'ом и свечом. Раз такой коллекционер. Потом понять, что пархизм, даже не понимаю значение этого слова. Понятно. Ну, свич-то... анархизм. Ну, свич-то у них, считай, оригинальное железо. И промахнуть. А что он стоит-то, кстати, сейчас? Он что-то вообще, по-моему, не очень адекватных денег стоит. Свич Рэмбо, да. И он там какая-то же есть, это Зельда, не Зельда. Закрыт. Не туда. Ты открыт. Там Марио какие-то.
This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind. Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Да, не могу распознать твои эти.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. If she's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye, young man.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Someday you... What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
Серьезно?
You saw what
Да
happened?
ладно. Вывихнул руку, играя в боулинг.
And I'd like to ask you
Там же шара не было. Это интересно.
to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This...
You don't have anywhere to go. No family that would welcome you.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job.
Я когда-то в Xbox играл,
I'm just Ben.
тоже в боулинг в Xbox играл, который вот с камерой такой.
Perhaps you could focus.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills.
Сын.
Everything's coming up roses.
Потому что он абсолютно одинок.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
A gun?
Так.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
У тебя дети есть, да? Право тут направо. Это да.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no...
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane?
Как-то не сложилось
I'd like to know more about her.
I
тебя.
don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you said?
Ну ладно, не
Never
буду
met her,
расспрашивать, это
but
как-то
it seems she
личное,
provides some
наверное.
sort of medical care.
Некрасиво с моей стороны,
The
прости.
whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see.
What do you think of?
Most of them are afraid or desperate.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Понимаю, было.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Давай глянем, что это. Я не знаю, что мне пока надо. Ставлю все.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not.
А ты опять здесь?
A gun, alcohol, and...
Проверить должен. Бежище. Мертвый, что ли? Было кровавое пятно. Спасибо большое за ману. На самом деле не совсем знаю, как оно должно правильно работать маной. Какой-то прикол в ней есть. Вроде как, насколько я читал, она должна это пустить канал. Огонь, по идее, тут должен быть. Сепсис. Мигрень, а у меня нету рецепта. Давай, доброй ночи тебе. Доброй ночи. Спасибо большое, что... Так, я сейчас, пока загрузка, сейчас вернусь. Там мы на escape. Я вернулся.
Effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the swan.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right?
What happened?
Hey!
All right.
Sod off, miss.
It's true.
I said sod off.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
It's all a bloody joke to you, isn't it? Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Так. У меня вроде нет.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
There's nobody here.
Honduras.
It's locked, all right.
Так.
As long as you have the money.
Железная дорога.
It's locked.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. It's locked, all right.
Полтиню. Странный вайп. Отстой. Ух ты ж. Бля. Кажется ли светает? Не понимаю, как. Не понял.
I will return later. It's locked.
Так. Потому что вампир останавливает. Так. Не остается, кроме как загуглить. Вот, блин.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist?
I'm not a journalist.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare...
Really?
I'm Joe Peter...
May I ask?
I'll do whatever I...
According
Not for me.
this part of town.
Totally.
Have you heard of
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her.
Could you please tell me more about?
She's a nice girl.
Goodbye.
Welcome, sir.
I am
Doctor.
How is
Business? It's no...
as a merchant?
What do you mean,
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops.
Where did this happen?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I...
Have Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
У тебя там?
Show me.
У меня денег-то. Приклея.
You?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district doesn't... Fancy buying...
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not bothered.
how do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean it.
Speaking of which,
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things.
forgive my bluntness, young man, but you...
Why should I?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
Yes, I know her. She came here to...
Goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
It's locked, all right.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
The walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
If no one stops it, this epidemic could turn into a scourge. It may kill more people than the war itself.
Yes, this is another kind of war, but just as deadly. History will judge us all for what we did and what we did not.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
I will see. Have you any idea of the danger?
I've had to rub.
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
Do you need us?
That would be nice.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named...
Where can I find this Mr. Nivicott?
He spends most of his time lurking around.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr. Jonathan.
Aside?
What do you mean?
All scientists.
Quite a...
But you are seeking...
Well,
As a doctor...
What do you mean?
The...
Really? And what would be your answer to this?
We must fight the disease before this...
What is left, then?
Cleansing...
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task...
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool.
Joseph,
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more...
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
Well, what do you mean?
The beast...
I have...
Быть.
When you will all be judged for your sins. Even now, he judges your words and actions. The wars of Vampyr.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then. Hello again, miss. Very...
It's locked, all right.
Может, другой.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Ах ты ж, говна кусок. Говно. Я же... Да. Ладно. Как по этот планировал играться.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informed.
Really? Are you an artist?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard
May I ask what you're doing at this?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with...
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that...
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
I understand your need for solitude.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor.
What are you...
Terrible, you say?
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before?
Yes. The enjoyable silence.
Most people...
Tell me, Mr.
The place is not
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger...
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes.
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want.
Do you not think it...
On the
What can you tell me?
Not much.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But, will...
And have you...
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercourt.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who...
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of...
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you
Еще ну.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins aren't... These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
Так. Что?
You are blinded by your false faith.
Good
Imprisoned
evening,
by
Doc.
your daily routine. Unable to see the true horror around you.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Так, я по-моему про данных охотников на вампиров. В принципе, можно.
Good evening.
And good evening.
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
В принципе, я узнал все, да?
I'll leave you alone, sir.
The walls of your home will not protect you. For there
Да
is
что-то
no
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's fun.
Have you any...
No,
Where did you send...
I sent
You sent him on some preaching crusade during...
as a true believer.
Do you
Пожалуй.
know...
I don't.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work?
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nuns?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the
Would you...
All
Quite a...
Well, you
I am. I have heard enough.
You again? What?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved
Извините.
by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Гарри, я щас...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Гарри просто...
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Good evening. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked. I'm not bothered. What could...
Goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched.
I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
I must
Собой.
insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Типа что? Кстати. Папка, я бы на самом деле сейчас думал в вампирчиков побегать. 5. Можно. Хочется. А что у тебя там с вампирами? В итоге ничего не решилось? Хотят работать. Блин, ну давай в папочку побегаем. Destiny, а что там интересного в Destiny? Фарма ради фарма. Погнали пару каточек. Я не буду же я тебя бросать одна. Таким занятием. Темным. Фарм ради фарма. Жесть.
Good evening, my...
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. and it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
Well, as it is a placebo of sorts, perhaps it may have some positive effect.
See? You have to admit I'm doing some good. The Swanborough family is not poisoning anybody, Doctor. The Swan... medical...
well...
See? The Swan... medical...
well...
See?
Goodbye, Miss...
The wet boots will be proud of me.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right?
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
Так. А, ну, или нет. Там же где-то... А вот. Не тот. Потом расскажешь, что там за игры. Может быть, я тоже сгоняю. А PUBG сейчас сгоняем.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Окей, сейчас я 2 минутки тут это задание доделаю.
Don't be shy, handsome. What?
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
All right then.
Tell me about it.
Are you joking with me?
I have no I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Christina.
I don't like doctors.
Considering your
If it is going to...
You can put your own...
And you think...
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the Christ...
I believe Clayton's...
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here.
Why this...
How can you...
Do you see...
Dorothy...
Do you need any assistance?
It depends on...
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, men.
Something going on in this district.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though. If you want...
We've not been...
I am...
Do you need some help?
I am very tired, but...
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am all right, Mr. Doctor.
Do you have...
Uno?
Don't be embarrassed, sir.
It's quite awkward.
This
No.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Prochaska?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me...
I do not...
Странно.
Tell me...
I do...
Who is she? You say she...
Well...
Goodbye.
Ищет.
It's locked.
Need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Наверное, все равно бы умер, да?
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
It's locked, all right.
This is an unfitting place for the I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty, nothing of the shame, the hunger.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Кто пострадает?
It's locked. It's locked.
Вот тут.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. Yes?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Так. О, да.